Stop whatever you're doing. When Sirens Fall Silent is shaping up to be the next psychological thriller you can't unseen. It's from the minds behind Martha's Dead and The Town of Light, and throws you into the shoes of Mila, a cop with a past as messy as the crime she's chasing. Kidnappings, murders, in a trailer that makes you squirm just watching. It's dark, it's tense, and it refuses to hold back. Built on Unreal Engine, LKA is promising tech that pushes boundaries while telling a story that will haunt you. No release date yet, but mark this one. It's coming to consume your nightmares.
I don't want to die. You must follow my instructions. There's a story that must be told, and truths that need to be revealed. I will choose someone. An officer. She must follow my instructions. She will be my voice, my eyes, my soul. The person who will allow the sirens to be heard once more.
That was shocking to view. Now we will head over live and direct to our correspondent.
We still have no significant updates on this case. The police are yet to release an official statement, though some speculation has emerged about the 21-year-old Moldovan woman who was rescued during this morning's raid. It is believed that this young woman is a victim of sex trafficking. The investigation into the whereabouts of the missing girl, Agley, is progressing with increasing...
Was I good? Yes, I was good, right? When will I get to meet her?
Don't let the name fool you here. The Florist isn't about arranging roses. You're stepping into a town that's quaint until everything goes off the rails. Mutating creatures, twisted puzzles, and a 4 motif that turns downright sinister. It's classic survival horror vibes. Fixed cameras, handcrafted spaces, exploration that actually matters, mixed with modern perks like autosaves, difficulty options, and a solid arsenal to fight back. If you've ever loved Resident Evil or Silent Hill but wanted a fresh spin with enough polish to keep you hooked, this one's looking like a must-watch. On the other hand, Contaminant looks like Resident Evil wandered into an art film and got lost in it. You play as a female, trapped in a nightmare factory that probably failed every safety inspection since the Cold War. Between mutated freaks and furniture that violates physics, sanity's optional. Mobiles 1-2. At bicycles going full surreal horror here. 1 minute you're in a memory realm called Trop. Next you're lost in metaphor, where human shapes just barely count as people. It's dark, weird, and smarter than it wants you to think. If Get Out met Silent Hill in Moscow, this would be their fever dream love child. Liminal Point is a new indie game inspired by Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and Signalis, and frankly a lot in the same vein as the alien shooters which I love the most. It's a survival horror game, obviously, in which players will assume the role of female protagonist who has decided to come back to the island where her band's story ended in tragedy. There is a lot of survival elements in the game, such as limited resources, a minimap, the isometric view, and a lot of atmospheric tension. Check it out. It's coming out sometime next year.
On that night, this place remembers, and so do I. I'll be waiting, so come and find me. Mira.
Okay, this one hits like a twisted 80s comic book. You're stuck in a countryside ranch, looting, crafting, hiding, and praying the night doesn't eat you alive. The game leans hard into stealth. The creatures hear everything, so bashing your way through usually ends poorly. The isometric perspective makes scoping rooms feel tight, like old school Resident Evil mixed with a survival sim. Bold comic book visuals and retro 80s flair keep it from feeling like just another horror slog. If you like scavenging, clever traps, and getting properly spooked without running in circles, this one's worth marking down. Alright, Code Violet isn't your average third-person shooter. Team Kill Media, the folks behind Quantum Error, are taking a horror angle and tossing you into the 25th century. Earth's a wreck, survivors are sterile, and the clock's ticking on humanity. You're playing a woman out of time, and yes, it leans into suspense like Dino Crisis without being a straight clone. It looks tense, it looks messy in all the right ways, and if you like survival stakes with action sprinkled on top, this is one to keep an eye on. Simple, clean, doesn't try too hard. It's finally coming out to PS5, initially January 10th.
Master stealth using Violet's smart suit and glass veil camouflage, blending seamlessly into surroundings. Manage the cooldown carefully. Stick to shadows. Light exposes you. Attach suppressors to silently destroy lights and evade dinosaurs. Solve narrative-driven or exploratory puzzles, memorize Simon Says sequences, locate nearby keys for locked containers, decipher four-letter codes from environmental clues, and use the backlight to reveal hidden messages and lethal laser grids. Combat punishing status effects. Dilophosaurus venom requires an antidote within 10 minutes. Accumulate wounds to trigger bleeding, which permanently reduces maximum health. Apply a tourniquet for temporary relief, a med kit for full restoration, and a blood bag to recover the lost maximum health limit. Monitor health closely. Drop too low, and a raptor can knock you down, disarming your weapon, leaving you defenseless against the horde.
It's worse than I expected. Do you see those growths there on the beach?
Ground Zero is Resident Evil 2 meets a sci-fi meteor apocalypse. You've got a Korean operative and her Canadian buddy trawling a fog-choked Busan, fighting weird meteor monsters with a mix of weapons and special abilities. Fixed camera angles are back, because apparently third person over the shoulder is too mainstream now. Kill cleanly, earn genome points, upgrade your gear, feel smug. Story's mysterious, with creepy growths, hidden endings, and alternate outfits begging you to replay like a completionist maniac. It's stylish, tense, and in that classic survival horror way that makes you smile while slowly panicking.
Just turn around and leave.
I only have one more shell. I don't think it's going to be enough.
It's too late! Dying won't change anything!
Masz. Wstrętna, wijąca się i oślizgła masz. Gdzie ja jestem, do cholery?
No jak to gdzie?
Holstin is basically Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and Signalless. Had a really creepy pixel art baby. The game can switch from brain-bending puzzles to frantic gunplay without skipping a beat. Isometric view lets you rotate the camera like a pro detective, revealing secrets you'll swear you missed a dozen times. Enemies aren't dumb zombies, they teleport, surprise, and force you to actually think while shooting. It's tricky, tense, and perfectly paced. If you love survival horror that respects your brain and your patience, Holstin could be the sleeper hit you didn't know you needed. It's coming out early to mid next year. Living Hell looks like Resident Evil on steroids, but with friends you probably can't trust. Up to 4 players face hordes of monsters while juggling ammo, medkits, and the constant temptation to blame someone else when you die. So, tack them with the jackpot, lip, and walk. It's co-op horror, so expect frantic scrambles, one player going off alone, and plenty of panic. Think Left 4 Dead meets Resident Evil, minus polished polish. The monsters are grotesque, the environment's claustrophobic, and yes, it leans heavily into the survival horror grind. If they balance fear, resource management, and chaos right, it could be a mess you actually enjoy. Deathground is still creeping its way through development, but Jaw Drop Games just dropped a new teaser showing off its tense Dino horror gameplay. Not it's now powered by Unreal Engine 5. The gameplay's ramping up the atmosphere with improved visuals and smarter AI dinosaurs. A more detailed environment where you'll be using tracking devices and flashlights to evade predators. The game's got randomized spawns, objectives, and weather effects to keep each run unpredictable. Still, there's no release date yet, but this one's shaping up to be a solid thrill ride.
Strong wind. What the hell happened here?
We got company!
Moving up with something fresh that really grabbed the attention of Gamescom. It's Tencent's brand new IP, currently called Project Spectrum. Now, Tencent has been huge in the gaming world for years, but this one feels like a serious push to stand out globally. At its core, it's a multiplayer first-person shooter, but it's leaning into horror. Think firefights mixed with the nightmare of controlling a spider monster. We haven't played it yet, but the concept alone makes it look like a wild blend of shooter and horror energy. It's coming out next year to PCs only.
The loss is too heavy for you. But sometimes, loss can birth beasts and bury truths. What do you think? What if you are the beast?
The beast?
I was always an outcast. Some folk said I was touched by the devil.
God Help Us All is aiming straight for retro survival horror nerds with a Wild West twist. You play an albino bounty hunter navigating pre-rendered towns where a mysterious sickness turns locals into monsters. Yep, fixed cameras, old school tension, and puzzles galore. There's weapon upgrades, graphic content, and religious imagery thrown in for flavor. The Steam page promises chilling vibes and moral ambiguity, though details are scarce, and no trailer exists yet. If RetroGig nails the mechanics like classic RE games, this could scratch that itch for methodical, atmospheric horror. But until we see it in motion, it's mostly promise and intrigue.
God help us all.
Kriophobia nails retro horror nostalgia so hard, you'll swear you're back in 1998 with a Resident Evil manual in hand. You play Anna, a geophysicist trapped on a frozen Russian island, solving puzzles, fending off monsters, and desperately trying not to freeze. Tank controls, static cameras, and flashlight mechanics all scream classic survival horror, while weapons like knives and ice axes make combat satisfyingly tactical. The cold adds a survival twist, but some puzzles are bafflingly inconsistent. Yellow flashlight glare, anyone? Still, the atmosphere is thick, the tension constant, and the chills real. For fans of methodical old-school horror, Kriophobia is a clever throwback. Flesh-Made Fear wears its PSX horror influences like a blood-soaked badge, delivering tank controls, scarce ammo, and limited saves to keep you swimming through every room. You pick Jack or Natalie, each with their own quirks, and stumble through puzzles and grotesque monsters that feel both nostalgic and relentlessly punishing. Modern touches, fluid controls, cinematic sequences help, but the game never lets you forget you're constantly on edge, juggling resources like your life depends on it. It's equal parts grindhouse gore and strategy, dripping with atmosphere, but don't expect narrative subtlety. For fans of tense, retro-inspired horror, this is a feast with knives. Heartworm is pure nostalgia in a box, like someone dug up early Resident Evil and said, let's keep the fun puzzles, ditch the narrative coherence. You play as Sam, wandering a haunted archive of memories, snapping photos to defeat enemies that mostly feel like speed bumps. Bosses appear, vanish, and rarely matter, while optional mechanics like camera mods and item combos sit idling like forgotten DLC. Yet, when the puzzle's quick or the retro filter hits just right, the game hums with eerie charm. It's flawed, unfocused, and occasionally maddening, but for fans of methodical horror exploration, Heartworm scratches an itch few modern indies dare to touch.
In that house, there's a room that can take you to the other side. I just wanted to let you know, in case I don't come back.